Major League Soccer could be one of America's greatest comeback stories in terms of businesses recovering from the pandemic in the 2020 decade. Major League Soccer and American soccer in general could witness the 2020s as their golden era. The era where Americans not only pay more attention to soccer, but give it the respect it deserves. With soccer stadiums being built in Cincinnati, Nashville, and St. Louis, along with new ball clubs growing in Oakland, Detroit, Miami, and soon to be Queensboro in 2023, Major League Soccer and the United Soccer League are one of the few American entities that have continued to grow during the COVID-19 pandemic. An upcoming business move that will elevate the continued growth of the league is an MLS TV deal. The current deal, which is with Fox, Univision, and ESPN, is set to expire after the 2022 season, but the league plans to have a deal before the season ends, as early as the spring. A recent article from The Athletic in March brought headlines to the MLS world in regards to which cable network could be the official home of Major League Soccer. The article reported that NBC, CBS, and Fox have not shown much, if any, interest in the league's rights. Listen, MLS, if those three networks don't want you, that's fine. It's their loss, not yours. NBC is still stuck with the false perception that soccer is not a real American sport, while CBS is still lamenting the loss of SEC media rights to ESPN. And Fox has always been an ESPN reject when it comes to the sports sector of their media empire. For example, when somebody gets fired or the contract is not renewed by ESPN, where do they go? They go to Fox Sports. So Fox Sports probably wouldn't be as big as it is if ESPN didn't exist. So if reports by The Athletic is true that these three networks are not interested, let it be so. What many Americans don't understand is that MLS in the 2020s is what Bitcoin was in the 2010 decade. Major League Soccer is the sport of the future. Pay close attention to the amount of NFL owners that started an MLS team in recent years. This is not by coincidence, and this is not solely on them having an extra source of revenue. When you invest in the MLS, you automatically have global assets because the league is the most global professional sports league in America. Now, the ones that have shown interest, however, are ESPN, Turner Sports, and Univision. But the two that has the most realistic shot at the moment are ESPN and Univision. This is because Turner's owner, Warner Media, is in the process of completing its merger with Discovery. Therefore, they may not be available for soccer nor any sports-related discussions until late 2022, which will be far past the deadline of when the MLS wants to have a media deal in place. At the moment, ESPN is the leader of the pack, because Univision is honestly solely interested in the Spanish broadcasting rights of certain games. But ESPN has a Spanish package of its own via ESPN Deportes. However, the MLS does not want to cut its ties with Univision. ESPN serves as the best option for Major League Soccer, as the resources they have to promote the brand of the league is far beyond its competitors. ESPN was once known as the worldwide leader in sports decades ago for a reason. Let's start with local broadcasting. Soccer fans are aware that not every MLS game will be nationally broadcasted. As a result, a network will have to be in play to show games that are locally. Instead of having clubs set deals with regional sports networks, which is an industry that is slowly dying, ESPN Plus can pick up those games, as the MLS can have their army of media personalities designated for each MLS city, while ESPN will have their behind-the-scenes broadcasting crew. Regional sports programming like WGN and Yes Network is a dying breed. Why? Because people only tune in to those networks seasonally to watch sports. Look at the Altitude TV and the Comcast legal battle. This has been going on since 2019. Stan Kroenke is not going to win this battle. ESPN Plus already broadcasts local NHL games. and it's only a matter of time before they start showing NBA games, if they haven't done so already. ESPN Plus is the reason why this particular YouTube channel even exists, because I'm currently located in a remote area. And since I started watching MLS last year, I've been able to watch multiple, and I mean multiple, MLS games without needing an internet service provider. This is only possible due to the ESPN Plus app. MLS, you have gained more fans because of ESPN Plus. This is a relationship that you cannot, and I mean you cannot afford to lose this relationship. Now to the national cable aspect of this. Soccer fans, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been to a local sports bar on a fall Saturday or a Sunday afternoon and wonder why you don't see any MLS games? And you ask yourself, why no MLS? This is because the other sports leagues have the benefit of a cable network home. You see, with a cable network deal, not only will you have viewership in households, but you'll have viewership at the sports bars, the hotels, the airports, the barber shops, the car repair shops, the colleges, the churches, and more places. This is why the other major American leagues like the NFL, NBA, and Major League Baseball have higher viewership numbers. With you getting a deal with the acclaimed worldwide leader in sports, you'll be able to showcase your brand, which is already global, to a global audience. MLS. People around the world want to learn more about you because they're curious to know what is so special about your league that players from all over the planet are starting to migrate to. Europe and Mexico were once the Western destinations for soccer greatness. Now players are starting to flock to America. And now people from around the world are wondering, what is this all about? Disney will enable the exposure for them to learn why they are flocking to the States. Let's get more into the worldwide leader aspect of ESPN. In the past 15 to 20 years, like since the PED era in Major League Baseball, ESPN has shifted away from actually being the worldwide leader in sports. They've just been focused on rugby style football, which is NFL, college football, which is NFL and college football. They also just been focused on NBA. Throughout the week, on a daily basis, ESPN just have content pertaining to those three sports. The network hasn't been living up to its slogan as the worldwide leader in sports. ESPN becoming the official home of Major League Soccer, at least through the 2030 or the 2035 season, will change that perception. MLS, you will be influential in bringing the ESPN culture back to what made it great in the 90s. Viewers will no longer be limited to hot take programming featuring people arguing over who's their favorite NFL or NBA team. That's why this deal is important for both sides, ESPN and MLS. MLS, yes, you have a good relationship with Univision, but this is about business, not friendship. ESPN is the total package and it has everything you need from local programming to regional to national to global broadcasting to promote your league. People like me, located in remote areas, cannot afford to lose the benefits of watching soccer on ESPN Plus. The ability to watch MLS games in areas throughout the world without cable nor internet access is very important. It is very imperative that soccer fans have the opportunity to watch MLS games in locations where cable nor internet access is accessible. And at the same time, the ability that the MLS will have to expand its brand globally is also important too. ESPN, You need to return back to the days where you were truly viewed as the worldwide leader of sports. Because honestly, you're not viewed as that at the moment. We rarely see content related to tennis, we rarely see content related to golf, and we barely see content related to track and field. Honestly, you're just an NFL, NBA, and college football network. The MLS TV deal with ESPN is a marriage that needs to happen because it will benefit both sides.
I dedicated over 10,000 hours, and I never listened to the doubters. I had to cut out all the BS, hit the refresh, now I feel so empowered. I dedicated over 10,000 hours, 10,000 hours. I dedicated over 10,000 hours.